Hello, Facebook. How is everyone doing today? Welcome, welcome, welcome. My name is Carissa Littlejohn. For those of you who do not know me, creator of She Flies Solo, we are going to be talking today about travel faux pas. Things that people do that make them a horrible travel buddy. I asked the question yesterday on Facebook and I got about 25, 30 different responses on what makes a horrible travel buddy. Some of them were hilarious. And I actually realized that I probably make a horrible travel buddy, which is why I love to travel by myself. I don't make group travel a habit of mine. But anyway, what is She Flies Solo? For those of you who don't know, She Flies Solo is a women's solo travel network. It was started in June because I wanted to connect with other women who have not traveled solo. And I also wanted to introduce women into the world of solo travel. Well, that's what She Flies Solo is. As I was hosting my She Flies Solo events, I noticed that there were a lot of ladies who were looking for a travel buddy. So if that is you, if you are someone who's looking for a travel buddy, we have a super fun event coming up on October the 8th in Houston. It's called the Buddy Pass, where travel meets speed dating. So it's going to be a super fun way, ladies only, that we can come together and ask the pertinent questions that people need to know when picking a travel buddy. I feel like a lot of the reasons that we run into the issues that we have when we travel with other people is because we're not asking the right questions. We're not getting to know their travel style beforehand. We're thinking that just because we're friends means that we will travel well together. And anybody who has been on a group trip knows that this is not necessarily the case. Why I hate group travel. Again, I love solo travel. I love going by myself. I don't mind traveling with my sisters. There are a couple of people that I don't mind traveling with, but in general, I hate group travel. I went to Miami for 4th of July weekend a few years back. I went with a good friend of mine and some people that she knew. Mistake number one, going with people that you do not know. So I went with people that she knew, and it turned out to be really horrible. Travel style was totally different. I won't get into exactly what went on, just in case some people that know them might be listening, but it was just not a fun experience for me. So as I looked through the list of things that you guys said made a horrible travel buddy, I was nodding my head like, yes, I agree. But we're going to get into the list. Again, there were 25 to 30 things that you guys listed made a horrible travel buddy. But I'm just going to talk about the top 5 because these are ones that I agree with. These are some things that I do. Again, I probably am not the best person to travel with, which is why I love traveling by myself. But what makes a horrible travel buddy? Number 1 is people with no money. Hey, Fancy. So we are here talking about what makes a horrible travel buddy, travel faux pas, things that people do wrong when traveling with others. And the number 1 thing that people talked about was having no money. This is something that you really need to discuss with people beforehand. I have no problem asking people, how much money are you planning to bring on this trip? Because you need to know, what kind of spending can you do? If I want to go out to a nice restaurant and your budget for dinner is $10, it's not going to work. So ask people about how much money they plan to spend. Ask people about splitting the check. This was one that Anastasia brought up, and that is huge. When you're splitting the check with people, it can get so messy. So you need to know, are you the type of person who wants to break down the amounts to the penny? Like, no. I spent $43.27. I'm only paying $43.27 plus my tip. You need to know that. So one of the main travel faux pas that people make when traveling with others is not bringing enough money, not having enough money, not wanting to spend your money the same way. You might have someone who wants to spend their money on shopping while you want to spend your money on an excursion. But that's something that you need to discuss beforehand. And having no money might be one of the reasons that people do not like to travel with you. Number 2. So I love this little Be Live app. Trish Drake from Celebrity Style Events, Divas in Business told me about this app, and it is absolutely wonderful. So number 2, people did not like disorganized or messy people when traveling. I'm 50-50 on this. Like, I see where you're coming from. I really do. But I always teeter between, hey, I'm on vacation, I'm not trying to clean up, and hey, I am not trying to live in a pigsty on vacation. Now that I am traveling more for business, I'm more aware of how I leave things. Because if I want to go back to a hotel, I don't want them to say, oh, she just had stuff everywhere when I went in to clean up. If there's housekeeping that has to come in, I try to keep myself neat so I can stay in their good graces. But this is one thing that bothers people, is disorganized or messy people. So again, guys, these are questions that you need to be asking before you travel with someone. Don't wait until the trip to find out that this person is a slob. Ask about it beforehand. So again, guys, if you're just tuning in, we're talking about travel faux pas. Number 1 was no money. Number 2 was messy. Number 3 was complaining and negativity. Now, this is one that I hate. This is one that I hate with a passion. I'm very particular about how I travel. I'm very particular about how where I stay. But at the same time, once I get there, I'm trying to have a good time. I am not trying to complain. I am not trying to nitpick everything that's going on. So guys, if you are a complainer, that is probably the reason that people don't like traveling with you. You guys, you're on vacation. Make the best of it. Yes, there are going to be things to complain about. And one of my friends, Anne, brought up a good one. Talking about people complaining about a trip that she organized and pointing out things that weren't even relevant. Like, I've had people that stayed at a hotel and they're upset because there's a crack in the wall. And when I say crack, I mean like a hair thin crack in the wall. I mean, to me, it's nothing to complain about, but to some people it is. So you need to know, are you traveling with a person who is going to complain about a hairline crack in the wall? Are you traveling with the person who's going to complain about the food if they don't like it, if it's a little bit cold, if it doesn't look the way that they want it to be? So those people can really make or break a trip, depending on what your own travel style is. I mean, if you are okay with a complainer, if that type of thing doesn't bother you, that's one thing. If you are a mutual complainer, so you guys can team up and complain, that is another thing. But complaining and negativity was the number 3 thing that people hated. One of the travel faux pas that you might be committing when you are traveling with a group. And this was kind of in line with complaining, is having no opinion. Oh, got my stuff out of order. Sorry, guys. Having no opinion on what to do. Oh my gosh, I hate this one. As indecisive as I am, if you ask me something, would you rather do this or this? I'm going to have an opinion on it. There are some people that you travel with, and it is literally, oh my gosh, what is the show that's like, what do you want to do? I don't know. What do you want to do? What do you want to do? What do you want to do? Everything is left up to you. And the irony is these people are typically the ones who complain about everything. So it's crazy, but having no opinion on what to do was one of the top travel faux pas that you might be committing when you are traveling with a group. Again, the Buddy Pass Travel Meet Speed Dating is going to be October the 8th in Houston, Texas. SheFlySolo.com/events for the information on that. It is going to be a fun networking event for women to come together and meet their future travel buddies. Or just network with people that enjoy travel, get some travel ideas. It's going to be super fun. I'm really looking forward to that one. But the top 5 travel faux pas no money, messy, complaining, negativity, no opinion on what to do. And number 5, guys, is actually me. Staying in the room. I do this all the time. Like, I will relax like nobody's business when I go on vacation. There are days when I'm active, going, but then there are days that I will sit there in the room the whole time. I will order room service. I will not get out. My friend in Vegas always laughs at me. He's like, "Are you still in the room?" He popped up one time on me because he didn't believe I was possibly in the room for that long. But I was like, I love this. But this is a huge travel faux pas. This one had six people who said that they do not like traveling with someone who does this. So guys, remember, if you are someone who's wanting to stay in the room, don't travel with people who like to get out and be on the go nonstop. So again, I mentioned the Buddy Pass, Travel Meets Speed Dating. This is what it is all about. The Buddy Pass is all about connecting with women, asking them questions about their travel style, getting to know what they like, what they don't like, what type of traveler they are, and connecting with them for possible trips. You don't have to take a trip with anybody that you meet here, but it's the opportunity to get to know other women that could possibly be that. Because again, in She Flies Solo, while I love traveling solo, I am fine traveling by myself. You know, I do like traveling with people from time to time, but I'm perfectly okay going places by myself. There are a lot of women who would love to have a travel buddy. They're okay with traveling by themselves, but they would like to have someone to travel with from time to time. So that is what the Travel Buddy, Travel Meets Speed Dating is going to be about. October the 8th, Houston, Texas, local foods downtown, sheflysolo.com/events with an S is where you can find all the information on that. We do have limited space. I think we have room for about 30 women. Tickets are super inexpensive, but it's going to be a really, really good time to come together, meet other local women, and ask those pertinent questions. I love my friend Lazari that said, people just don't ask that. People just do not ask before you go on vacation. Hey, what type of vacation are you trying to have? Do you want this to be relaxing? Do you want this to be get up and go? Do you want to plan? Do you want to go with the flow? How much money are you bringing? But those are really important questions that you need to ask if you are going to travel with someone. Don't leave it up to fate. Don't get there and try to figure it out. Then it's too late. If that person that you came with has no money, maybe you can help them out. I've had friends that say they'll help out that person if the person doesn't have any money. I may or may not. I don't know. Depends on my mood and depends on my financial situation. But anyway, so the top 5 travel faux pas that you might be committing when traveling with a group are having no money, being messy, complaining and being negative, not having no opinion on what you should do, and staying in the room. So anyway, if you guys have any that you want to add to that, drop it below. Let me know. I hope to see many of you in Houston at the Buddy Pass when Travel Meets Speed Dating, October 8th, local foods downtown, sheflysolo.com/events with an S. And if you have any questions about it, let me know. Have a good one. All right. Well, I'm still here.